Smoke them if you got them. And you know what? This is what's coming in, folks. It's the AGE Open Champion January 2023. Presumably, there are 7 of these. So if you collect all 7,
gosh. The chaos it rolls.
I think you unlock some kind of like force from beyond, and like you just ascend to some kind of godhood.
Why?
Especially if you do it on Lexi.
I think one thing that's interesting too is Tales of Aria just doesn't go away. Is that your favorite set of all time? Not my favorite. But
it is now.
Those heroes are meta-defining heroes. They're always going to be. You got to watch out for them. As soon as you're like, well, Lexi's not great. What are you talking about? And it's not all 3. Somebody picks it up, does 27 damage to somebody in 1 turn, and you go, oh, well, I guess.
Oh, I guess it's pretty good. We had, I think, 2 Lexis in the field today. And, so 50% conversion rate to top 8 and maybe to winning. But yeah, Chris, I know, has been real excited about this deck ever since Worlds ended and Dynasty came out. So I'm very excited to see what he's got going on here. Chris is just a beast at any deck he plays, and he's not one to just chase the meta. He often has kind of countered it a little bit and tried to find his own way. He was on Dromai for a while, did pretty well, but, couldn't see a way through, went back to Briar, and just, as we all saw, did very well at the World Championship. The pride of Riverside, as they like to call him. Yeah. And here he is once again. It's just, I feel like this is just Odyssey Games and Arcane Games and Events is just Craig and Chris's playground. They come here to just have a good time and smash face. So who do you think is going to win?
It's interesting. Chris was talking about the different kind of Lexi builds he likes to play. This isn't his favorite because it's not all about lightning. That is the one he prefers because then he doesn't run into Oldhims and Bravos just ruining his day with all their defense reactions because you can go, lightning. There's not really anything you're wanting to tax from Oldhim on here. Like, his math is always going to be working because there's blues. So I'm expecting Craig to... The meta says Oldhim should beat Lexi, and I think Craig, maybe you can beat an Oldhim who is trying the deck out or saw a really cool list online. Craig is somebody who has played I would assume he's practiced against this too. Craig is a Fortress, the Scourge, the whatever, but we saw what Chris did. So I'm going to go with Craig, but when Chris does 30 damage, I'm going to be like, oh God, here we go again.
Yeah, I'm excited. I know that no Ranger is happy to see any Guardian.
Right.
It is just not the best match for them. They don't have equipment that, blocks?
Right.
So it can be difficult to deal with large attacks and hit effects. But luckily, Lexi's got a few hit effects up her sleeve.
Right. Also, Chris is wearing a jersey while Craig is wearing a shirt. So aerodynamics comes into play. Chris has the... he
has the flag of the United States of America.
Flying backwards to show that we are not cowards.
Yeah, exactly. Is
we
that
are
what
rushing towards? Oh, that you didn't know that.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, like
that,
you're rushing
what a load of
battle.
BS.
Because we go left to right. All right, patriotism.
War is not the answer, people.
No. Unless you're playing Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, unless you watch that last match when the Cold War was just reenacted in front of us.
We do know Iaali doesn't play Art of War now. We were wondering about it earlier.
Does he not play it?
No. The yellows in his deck are Chilling Ice Vein, Bolton Shot, and Rain Razors.
Ooh. Oops. Rain Razors. How many Bolton Shots he's got?
I feel like there would be a full 9 because that's one of your best arrows to keep the pressure going.
Well, there's 6, so you're wrong.
Dang. So I could never play Lexi.
Dumb. We can start. We're being told that the game will be starting. I believe Chris likes to go second. We'll see if that's true in this matchup as well. What are the new cards in here? I think we've got Drill Shot, Heat Seeker, and I think that's about it. So just taking the best of the best from Dynasty and throwing it into Lexi and just pushing damage. Lexi, is just kind of a force sometimes. And then she gets cards like Insidious Chill, where she's just like, oh yeah, I can also do this to you. Which is pretty
Arsenal
great. So is this
Pass.
more of an ice deck? Is that what you're saying?
It's definitely attacks your opponent. There was some Frostlocks going on. There's the Chilling Ice Veins. They're the worst ones to see.
Frostlock is a great card, though.
Yeah. It's not going to really work against Craig because I don't think Craig has many 0 except for the one he's playing right now. He's like, I know Frostlock's coming. Let me do Enlightened Strike immediately.
He's also got some Winter's Bites in there, but because Frostlock presents you from pitching things too, so it could be, it could have an impact, but probably not the most in this matchup. But still a cool card. What did they eat? I think everybody ate Panda Express. So
yeah, both of these people are in front of me in line at Panda Express.
Yeah, we know they're feeling the weight of their dinner on their minds and souls currently. But it hasn't stopped these two from rising to the top.
If it's a tainted batch, it'll hit both of them at the same time.
You know what? It's going to hit us too because that's what we also had.
That would be the coolest thing that could possibly happen right now. Is
shut the street down.
15 to 12 and we all rush to the 3 bathrooms here.
Oh, that's gross and very funny.
Chris is trying to block. I think this will be one of the only turns he blocks the whole game, so it does make sense of I need to hit the gas pedal, so which gas pedal am I hitting?
Chris did go first, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting, because he was saying that he largely likes to go second, but probably letting Oldhim go first is a risky move.
Right. I think right now we're just using our life bar. We got 40 health. I'll go to 31. I'm going to shoot arrows at you for the next 30 minutes. I don't care what my life is.
I don't even care. It's not even going to be a 30-minute game. Do you think it'll be a 30-minute game? We should time these games up rather than a countdown.
Ooh, that's a cool thing.
Then we can know
for the
how
future.
long they go. Because that last game was long.
Somebody made the movement to make that happen and said,
Never.
Nah.
Nah. That requires
that's too hard.
Some pre-production for next time. We'll be, always looking to upgrade our stream and events here. So if you have any feedback, please let us know at arcaneevents_Twitter.
Here's the flip. Yeah. We're flipping.
It's down there at the bottom.
Frostbite. I think what's interesting about Craig, Crown of Seeds is going to do so much work here of, what's that arrow? It comes in for 4. No, it doesn't. I have 3+1 because Crown of Seeds is going to block everything extra.
Nice. Winter's Bite, just saying, give me a card.
2 will float there. I think that's a thing, too, is you want to pitch a big card early on. If you have a bunch of blues, just do the first one. So when Lexi taxes you 2 or 3 times, you don't get stuck pitching a red first and then having to do a blue later.
Yeah, Chris also running 2 red Arctic Incarcerations, which when those come out, it just ruins your day. Right. Although maybe against Oldhim, not as bad, but still not great when you get like 4 Frostbites.
That's the Dominate. We're going to add 3 to that arrow. Not Dominate. It's just +3 and then
+3
Frostbite on hit.
No fuse, right? Yeah, it didn't look like he fused.
This is one of your gross arrows. So 4 + 3 is 7. Just kidding, 9? Where did the 9 come from? What's going on here? What did I miss? Is it 6 + 3? Oh, no, Voltaire. Is it 1 for 5?
Yeah, it is 1 for 5. If it's a red, it's 1 for 5.
1 for 5 + 3 more, plus the Voltaire makes it 9. So there's not going to be a second arrow, kind of, unless we're using our once per game Snapdragons. Snapdragons is for your 4 arrow turn, though, especially against someone who can block as well as Craig. He works through the Frostbite, grabs a card off of the Crown of Seeds.
Man, it's been so long since I've seen a Lexi game. I'm really excited. I forgot most of the stuff she does.
Right. I think it's just something where if you're used to playing against a Lexi, you're like, I better have some defensive cards. That's all Oldhim has. Then he also has his hero power that says, oh, remember your 3 arrow or 4 arrow turn? I'm going to go ahead and defense reaction. Let's put that card back on top of your deck and ruin 6 or 7 damage from Chris. That's going to, not once per game. That's literally once a hand if he has an ice card.
Yeah, which Craig definitely has a few.
I always, blocking. Doesn't want, that's interesting. I feel like that means he's got a lower, not great hand, because I'm not expecting Chris Iaali to block very much at all. Because you're not going to grind out Oldhim. Rain Razor Flip means nothing from the hero power. Energy Potion, second card. So that was a low power turn. But what an Energy Potion could do, we're not doing Arcane against Craig, but it could be like, I get to use all 4 cards in my hand because my pitch is coming from my potion now.
Yeah, allows him to keep cards for fusing and doing all the fun stuff that Lexi gets to do. Which is great. I really hope that Chris inspires a lot of people to play Lexi. Hopefully not against me, but
also not against Dory, please.
It's a great deck, and it's just really cool to see all the things she can do.
I think another thing is like when you're playing Lexi,
triple cranial crush hand.
Ooh. Valda said, I'm still part of this game. Doesn't want any of it because there's probably a 3 of a kind in Arsenal, and if that hits, it'd be like my 3 of a kind does nothing and limits me to my Arsenal. That would be the worst card. When Chris is paying attention and how do I beat an Oldhim, how do I beat a Guardian, how do I beat Bravo, I think it's 2 turns of explosive damage. Of 12 damage per turn is not going to work. Craig can block all of it. It's 2 turns of doing 25 to 30. Mm-hmm. And that's going to require full equipment on one of those turns and then just an amazing turn with 3 of a kind on the other.
Yeah. It also requires go again.
So you got to block Spinal.
He's got to block the Spinal. Man, this is just...
And normally you can just say, I'll take 9 damage, but Guardian is the class that says you can't.
Yeah.
There's a block for more than no crush because you have to get 4 more, which is a nice way to balance that instead of if this hits you at all, ruin your turn.
Ooh, nice.
Another setup card.
Building out the board state here, saying that I'm going to have a turn that's going to hurt a lot.
Very bad. I think another way to do explosive damage is take away defensive options of if I use my Insidious Chill and my Amulet of Ice, now you can only block for 6. What does Disable do to 2 cards? He gets to choose?
Oh, God. Does it put all cards on from Arsenal?
I think even Iaali's like, what?
Just?
This is what I do!
Yeah.
What's interesting is he's going to draw into another Rain of Razor soon. And as he's cycling through his deck, it's going to really be not great whenever it's time to block and he's going to have all these like 0 block things.
Yeah, Disable says put a card from their arsenal, so I think
he gets to choose.
I think he gets to choose.
There's nothing of if he chooses one, it breaks New Horizon at all. No, like that was something where I was like, oh, if you mess with one of these cards, it doesn't affect the other one. Pony Puddle says he gets to choose. That's somebody who knows what they're doing. He already spent his Worlds winning and needs his W to pay his heating bill? The inside scoop. It
has been cold out here, so, we do believe that, although...
it's been raining for 5 days before today, man. Today was the first
but we really needed it.
We really need the rain. Iaali's looking at graveyards already? He's like, I forgot what happened.
He's like, do I want to pit or block with this really good card again?
He says, I'll block 3 straight turns.
Bolton Shot, Frostlock, and something else. Yeah, it's been a rough start for Chris here. Like I said, it's not the matchup you want to find yourself in for the most part, but
I think usually Cranial Crush is a who cares for a lot of heroes, but Lexi is like, nope, I'm supposed to draw cards.
Yeah.
So that's another one that I have to respect.
I feel like you may have hit it. It might be a 3 of a kind down there, and just again and again, just all the hit effects that mean the world to Lexi. He went tall at least once, but I don't think that's his main game plan here.
It's interesting. Craig's like getting rewarded for. There was a Discord leak of Chris Iaali saying, "I want to play anti-aggro, but I know Craig will be there waiting for me in top 8." and you can't play anti-aggro into Craig, or he'll beat you every time.
Is that true?
That is literally a tweet from Chris Iaali. He's got an interesting name on Twitter that I can't remember right now, but
Well, a tweet's not a leak. It's just like.
well, you can
he
leak your
stated-
own. People can leak.
Chris doxing his plan
Yeah.
publicly, and I think he just knew it was a possibility. For the most part, anti-aggro was a good call for today. We saw a lot of aggressive decks out there, so
Right.
obviously he has seen a lot of success today, and it ain't nothing to come in second place out here at the AGE Open.
I mean, he's still
Series.
got 29 life. Maybe
That's true. We're not
maybe
writing
he
it off
draws
yet.
15 good cards in a row like he did earlier.
Lexi can do this thing where she just does so much that you don't have a turn for a while, but right now that's what Craig's doing to
Here's a
Chris.
pommel. Okay, so that's a crush. So there's nothing happening from our side. We're going to discard the card that couldn't block anyway. It's interesting seeing the lightning press. Maybe you do need that card in this matchup to do damage. But boy, when you're trying to block, that's a very bad card. Energy potion number 2. He said, wow, if you were playing Icelander right now, you'd be SOL.
Shout out to Chris, though. He always keeps a smile on his face, even in the toughest of circumstances.
Shout outs to Connor for that hairstyle,
Yeah.
too.
Shout out to Craig for showing no emotion whatsoever as he destroys Chris
Not the
on stream.
spinal!
So hopefully this is the last spinal, and he doesn't have a fourth spinal,
one?
as we've seen, unfortunately, before on stream. Spoiler alert, that did lead to a round loss. But it was a mistake. It was an honest mistake. Shout out to Sam.
Dishonest.
With 4 spinal crashes. We love
No
you.
chance.
We miss you. We hope you're doing all right. But yeah, this is just.
Block 9. Do you have a pummel this time? Who
Sometimes
cares?
you just draw every single good card in a row.
That was actually block 8. Take a damage.
Wow.
Chipping away. This is a bad card. What are we going to pitch? Pitch this to do what? Is that allowed? What are we pitching for?
I think you can activate. I think you can activate
Voltaire
Voltaire
twice
and
and do nothing. This is 4 turns in a row. Can you do 5 turns? There's Command and Conquer. That sucks against Ranger because it'll hit both. Shout out to Sam. I think we're talking about 4 Spinal Crush Sam from Taylor. Multiple Sams now.
Yeah, we do
New
have
Sam
multiple
unlocked,
Sams, so yeah.
That was a full hand block on 6 damage, which when you're trying to run a Lexi play, like part of the whole thing here is we could fatigue those arrows out of there. It's interesting to see a full hand block against 6, but a pummel on a Command and Conquer would be game losing, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Disable, once again, this is turn 6 in a row where there's a card that needs to be respected on Oldhim side.
So if Chris can just hold on through about, 6 to 10 more powerful red attacks,
But he's going to get pulverized out of nowhere.
Let's see. We've seen 2 Command and Conquers, a couple disables.
2 disables, 3 spinals. A Command and Conquer came down. Then Cranial Crush as well. So I don't know if that's 7 in a row, but it's definitely 7.
Yeah, it's rough. He also runs Glacial Footsteps.
Pummel again. Here's a red one. I'll get rid of another Lightning Press. Chris Iaali's like, I don't really like this game anymore. Probably gonna figure out. He was playing Weiss the other month, or what was he doing in January? Or no, today's January. What was he doing in December? There's a Weiss tournament that he was doing well in. He got like top 64 somewhere else. I was like, this man's playing another card game during the December.
During his break from Flesh and Blood, he needs another card game.
No wonder people are getting burnt out,
Nobody's getting burnt out here. We're all just having a good time.
Oh, Card Fight Vanguard, of course. The other Weiss. Sheesh.
I don't even know what that is. I am a Flesh and Blood player.
I think we're maybe going to finally see a winner's whale, and Chris can go, okay, cool.
Like, for the love of God, just give me a Frostbite.
Nope,
Terra Summon.
Oof. God. Say it with me on 3, chat. Oof.
Shout out to Dennis the Tall in the chat. Missed you out here today.
Oh, this is fun to watch. Kiwi Stucker hates Lexis.
Yeah.
Right
Can
back
you
at
stop
you, bro.
this?
I hate
hate
Lexi
this.
sometimes too, you know? It is kind of one of those things where I'm just going to run this person out of arrows and hope they don't get the Rain Razor turns. Is Rain Razor being stuck in the arsenal face up? I feel like that's just feels bad that's like that.
Did we see what came out of Arsenal when he lost it? I wasn't paying attention because it was just devastating.
It's that arrow that's face up, or it's three
Chilling
cards
ice
under
rain.
that.
Yes, it might be 3 cards under that. Whew. It's tough time.
I thought we were doing a Arachne thing for a second of showing the top card. It's like, oh no. Arachne on his way to your meta in 3 to 5 months.
Exactly 3 months and
After all these ice heroes
3
get
weeks.
out here.
Yeah. Once they all hit living legend status, we can all have a good time.
Right.
No, it's been a lot of fun. I still fairly dominant in today's meta. We had the expected mix of Phi, Icelander, Oldhim, but our top 8 was pretty diverse and a little unexpected. You know, we had 2 Bravos, 2 Icelanders, Oldhim, Briar, and Lexi. Is that 8?
There's one more. Dash.
Dash. Shout out to Dash, friend of the show.
I think
Katie did great.
I think what Chris is thinking about right now is I have to block all 5 of this, and it's impossible unless I get rid of one of my big equipments and break everything up. Break my arsenal. You do all the work for him, but he just can't block 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Craig is definitely just drawing perfectly right now. It's a little bit rough to see.
Oh,
It just is unrelenting.
Martin in the chat plays way more Guardian than we do. You get to put the card on the bottom of the library. So nobody sees it, not
that's
even
right.
Craig. It's a secret card that comes back around 35 cards from now.
Yeah.
Whenever Chris is at negative 15, probably.
It's a card. You put it back in the box and you send it to LSS. Is what
Jeez.
happens.
This is the final.
This is the final.
The 4 versus the 7.
It's not what you thought it would be, but it's
Tales of Aria.
here. Toa.
It's kind of crazy because 2 Monarch LL together. I feel like, does Oldhim follow Briar first, or do you think somebody else gets there in between whoever Briar and Oldhim? What I'm trying to say is Oldhim after Briar.
What I'm trying to say is they will eventually reach living legend status in some order.
Okay, he's going from 17 straight to 12. This is kind of how you deal with Terra Sunder, is you say, I'm going to get rid of the 2 cards I don't want and try to see what I can do with the rest. I don't think no, that's so bad. Yeah, he has to do it though.
It is not $1,000 game. First place wins $400. I believe second is $200. So really for them, it's a $200 game.
Each one of those spinal crushes are $35. The cranial crush is another
they pay
$26.
for themselves. Ooh, and then a Channel Lake Frigid.
Yeah. So when you do something, it's gonna cost $6 extra.
This has been the brutal game of Flesh and Blood.
I think this is what you're doing as a Ranger player of like, you know what? I've got a really good deck against the field. Just hoping to dodge some Guardians.
Yep.
And that's kind of what happened all day long for Chris. Dodge. And then get out of dodge whenever it's Craig.
Yeah. It's it's tough. That is the risk you take running Ranger. The other risk being that sometimes you just don't draw any arrows and can't do anything, as we've seen many times in the past.
What the cool thing is, Craig doesn't have sigils and doesn't have Toma Final, so he won't lose 57-0. So Chris Iaali will not quit this game.
He's still better than you, Mike.
Yeah, doing better than Arachne still, which is important in the long run.
Yeah, we just gotta hope Chris finds a window here. Man.
Dang, taking damage, grabbing a frostbite. My next thing's gonna cost 2 more.
He's like, I just gotta do something.
Snapdragons cost 2.
come on, Chris, you got this. Let's see.
Do
let's see the
1 damage.
Hail Mary.
Do 1 damage.
Miracle play.
There's a
Plays
pitch.
another item.
3 of a
here we
kind.
go. All right.
Draw 3. Limited to Arsenal for the rest of turn.
He's got his tunic up. He's got energy pots. Let's go.
Channel
For the
links
love
up.
of God.
Yeah. All this is said in good fun because Chris is a friend of the program. We're cheering for him. It is kind of karma, though, for beating 3 different people on stream in like 10 minutes. That this is his, not upcompence. What is this? This is just what goes around comes around. Signed Guardians.
Yeah. Love Oldhim.
Do the Voltaire. That costs 2. Not efficient when it costs 2. Chris is like, dang it. Still bad math.
Yeah. Not sure if this counts as cyberbullying, Craig, but
Yeah. Pony Puddle says, Craig, you're a bully. Nobody appreciates this. No.
all good friends
Craig,
down here.
Craig is reading 3 of a kind. No respect on Rangers. He said, are you sure that's how this works? I'm pretty sure it's worse than that. No, it's a good card. Some people say 3 oak. I have enough time to say the full card. I have nowhere to go.
We're not in a rush. I'm going to be here all day.
3 of a kind.
Got that Pulse of Oldhaven, which will be not able to
Busted.
play. But at least he confused, triggering Insidious Chill, finally making some headway.
Insidious Chill plus an Ice Amulet gets all these cards out of here you can't block with anymore. 5 damage coming at you.
Greg probably doesn't care about blocking at this point, but he might do it.
Mike Hurts came all the way from Simi Valley to see Craig put a medal around his neck. As soon as he knew there was a chance, he got in his car. Can you hear everyone in Simi Valley right now? Craig! Craig!
The entire
Craig!
city of Simi Valley is watching this stream, I can
Jeez.
tell.
All 600 of
numbers.
them. Jeez.
Shout out to Simi Valley. It's out there.
It's definitely out there. Okay, this is serious. There's 5 damage headed Craig's way, guys.
Chilling Ice Vein threatening a hit effect. Basically, the Lexi original version of Ether Ice Vein, asking for 2 resources or a discard. Which,
Honestly,
again, Craig probably doesn't care. But this could be the moment where Chris at least puts Craig down to a number that looks respectable in this matchup. Oh, yeah, and there's Channel Lake Frigid. Jeez, forgot about that. What a
There's
tough
bad
spot.
matchups. There's just bad matchups.
There's bad matchups for some of us.
Sometimes you call them non-games.
And then sometimes you say, this is why I stopped playing.
Craig said, ban Amulet of Ice, which is literally Chris Iaali's only way to do anything to Chris Iaali said, when did Chris Iaali want to get banned? Hypothermia?
I think it might have been hypothermia, yeah.
I don't know if that comes down against Lexi. I think we'll just see the scoop.
Which he runs 2 of in his deck. So obviously he knows it's good. So Craig really thinking this over. Took the 5 and I guess pitched for that. Oh, no, he's not thinking anything. He's waiting
He
for
took
Chris.
30. He took 5 to 35.
And then Chris is like, we'll just do it again.
So
We'll give it go again.
Insidious Chill number 2. All this costs so much. Does it cost to use the energy potion and that added to that?
Yeah.
So energy potion only given 1. Here's the same card you saw
Insidious
earlier.
Chill again.
Double fuse.
Craig still has 3 cards in him.
Right. I think he pitched Terra Sunder to pay for
Yeah, the hit
the
effect.
problem of Insidious Chill and the hit effect.
Or Insidious Chill is pay 1, I think.
Right. Insidious Chill is
Yeah, it's not
happening
pay 2.
again on the second arrow, so
Or
we
no.
got Craig responding to that currently.
Ice Vein. Is it? What's Chilling Ice Vein? Yeah, Chilling Ice Vein is pay 1 on hit. Insidious Chill is pay 2 on fuse.
I have never seen a cooler pitch zone than Chris Iaali's right now. There's that.
Lexi be like that sometimes. It's looking like a Kano pitch zone right now. But yeah, and then both hit effects from both Chilling Ice Veins will trigger as well on
They
hit
stack, not replace. I still believe in Chris.
We all believe in Chris.
Iaali.
Iaali. It looks like Lolly
Right.
because of this font, but it is Iaali.
We don't want to get a second place story going, but second in Worlds, second at AG Open would be crazy.
I think this is what happened last.
This tournament's as hard as the Worlds.
Is this a rematch from last finals?
It
The
is.
SoCalling?
No, it is a couple times ago.
Yeah.
It was SoCalling 2 that Craig won, and this was the finals.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We're blocking. 3+1. That's enough. Time to... What could he do with one blue? It's probably just a
Swing
winner's
the
whale
hammer,
back.
And finally that Channel Lake Frigid will go away. It feels like it's been out there for ages, even though it's only been one turn.
There's no perfect happening today.
That's right. Damage on the board.
Oh,
Good
Chris
job,
Iaali got
Chris.
second at Battle Hard in France. I forgot about that.
I mean,
Second place.
Second place is really good.
Yeah.
So no shame
$200
on
more
that.
than I'm getting today.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I
Dude,
think
we're
I'm
taking
losing
damage?
money
Yeah.
here today
Yeah.
after I buy some board games
Yeah.
downstairs.
4 damage comes across. He said, no time like the present.
He's
I'll
like, "You know
take
what?
it.
I'm just going to do my thing again.
Is he going to play Rain Razors, or will it be in his arsenal for literally every single untimed round we're doing?
It's coming in. He's got to be able to do it.
There's no Channel Lake. That's important.
3 of a kind.
3 of a kind.
Boom. There we go.
That costs 2. Thanks for the Frostbite. It's gone. Boom, boom, boom. Draw 3. What's in my arsenal already? Okay, look at it.
Hopefully
Look at
he
it.
drew like a Bolton shot or something where he
Right.
can like reload and go like 3 or 4 wide. That would
Well-
really be. Although I guess he does have Bracers of Belief, which I think
We're
allows
doing
him
the
to
flip.
reload.
It's going to be both because of the
That's right.
channel. Or no, what is it called?
Pulse of Volt
Pulse.
Haven.
We need more pulses. I like that design.
That was a really good one.
Outsider Pulse, where all your attacks have stealth.
Outside of the obvious and egregious mistakes of Briar and Tales of Aria, it was a really cool set.
No. Rain Razors is available. Interesting. I guess you don't jam it right away, just in case. We got some.
Got some jokes in the chat.
Just,
I love
they're
it.
bullying right back, man. John Waters, LOL. Pulse
Let's get
device.
Kiwi Stalker out here.
Um,
They sound fun.
This is serious, so we got +4 to the next elemental attack or ice, or it's not gonna be ice or lightning. It's an elemental.
It's going to be elemental. He's probably going to rain razors, so that'll be +6 on the next one and +2 going
So
through.
11.
So
Nothing
yeah,
to sneeze at.
Chris could threaten 20 to 30 damage in a turn if he just had the
Right.
chance. So this
When
could be
Chris
his moment.
Iaali wins this tournament, we're gonna have to burn the footage. We're gonna turn off the camera before the final thing. It'll be a living legend. You
Yeah.
won't be able to tell what's
Yeah.
going on.
Stream immediately
Mike
gets
Hertz is
deleted.
gonna flip a table. He's gonna say,
He's gonna
"I
burn
came
the
here to
store
watch
down.
you lose, Craig." No.
See me, Valley.
Yeah. What's interesting is we're doing a lot of stuff. We just know that the next card being played is from Arsenal, so there's no real like what's going to happen because he has to because of 3 of a kind. So he's going to do that. He's going to count it up.
City is chill.
I'm thinking it's 11. Is it 11? No. I'm wrong.
it's
What-
for
what-
9. I think that's a yellow.
Oh.
ice vein.
Well, I'm off by 1 still if it was red somehow. Oh, maybe
Well, he
'cause
didn't
they're-
play Rain
yeah.
Razors yet.
Oh, 9+2.
Yeah,
I'm right.
he got there.
We have Peanut Gallery clapping for me, all 5 of them.
Yeah, we all believe in you.
Yeah.
Blake. And surprise for with the winner here, they're gonna have to play Blake on Dorinthia
Yeah.
to see if they actually won today.
Dude.
because there were no Dorinthias in the field.
I'll list of both, though, without trying. Oh, we got an Aether Ice Vein, pitch a blue, pummel, who cares? Craig's like, whatever. What is it? 9? Sure, cool. Break an Amulet Ice, get a second card.
Yeah.
Hypothermia
it's
Gun.
another blue.
2 floating.
This deck right here, full of blues.
The floating helps because when he gets an on-hand, he'll just pay to avoid the discard. I do like that Craig isn't jokey or whatever. This is still a business trip for him. $400 going straight into his pocket if he can get these last 4 damage. There's no like, let's play loose. Let's have some fun. He is kind of like...
Well, don't be fooled. Craig is having fun. He just doesn't show it the same way
what the heck? That's not how I show
else.
Okay, there's a shield. Because
Nice.
he has an extra one.
He's like, might as well.
Block 1.
Craig looking for that value deal, you know.
Honestly, I guess this is Craig's hardest block he's had so far. Because there's 2
He
discards.
hasn't had to block.
2 discards are paid 2, and then a big arrow. And he sees the 2 in the back. Because this could turn into take 4 on the first one, pay 1 or discard, and then another arrow comes, and then maybe we use our bracers. Maybe we use our other stuff. I don't know. What could we use? A Snapdragon.
But he's got to get things in arsenal.
Raise Razors goes to 11. Blake was right all along.
Good job, Blake. Shout out to Blake in the chat.
Taking
And
10.
in IRL.
35 to 25 like that.
The final score of this game will not tell the full tale of it, but it's
when it's 4-0.
It's got It is significantly improved.
Oh, where's Iaali from? Top Deck Keep? Top Deck Keep right now is Iaali. Iaali. Chris is looking very consternation. What are we going to do? He can put another arrow in using Voltaire if he has one. If he doesn't have an arrow, he's feeling like not great.
He definitely has an arrow. I saw at least 2. I think there's like a Pathing Helix and it might be another Chilling Ice Vein right there. There it is. There she blows.
So this is going to get fused.
Again.
Fusing.
No
this is going to stack.
Chill left, but the hit effects do stack. So coming in for 5, threatening pay 2 on hit. I think he's only got 1 card left.
Honestly, for everybody that's at home right now, for all the jokes, I feel like 86% of us would have just immediately scooped and been like, oh, well. But Chris is fighting back. It's very admirable. Inspiration.
What is she?
Hashtag
is
inspire.
An exclamation of so many emotions. You can use it in infinite situations, and it's a local favorite.
Blocking all
Shout
of that.
out to Randy. Miss Randy. Where is Randy when you need him?
Cold foil Crater Fist. One of the coolest cards I've ever seen, to be honest. We got a...
There you go,
We're
bracers.
breaking bracers.
This is
We're
it.
doing 3 arrows on our Rain Razors that has been face up the entire game. There's nothing to block with except 1 card, which is probably either an ice card which blocks for 2, or it's a 3 block. None of it's good enough to block all 7 of this. He broke the chain, so we get to use the shield again for free. Does he have unmovable? That would just destroy this right now. I would be like, oh my gosh.
I don't think he runs unmovables.
Staunch Response is the better unmovable.
Yeah, he does run staunch responses.
He said, what's that card? I'm playing the class-specific card that's better in every way. And Chris Iaali's like, Arsenal. Very, very great turn, though. 10 damage.
That was a great turn.
Yeah.
Took all his cards, got through 10 damage.
Does he have 2.5 more of those? I think his deck is very thin right now. Probably in his last 25 cards because of all the blocking earlier.
He might have drawn another 3 of a kind. And if he did, it's going to be great.
Guardian unmovable. Rodrigo says, I would agree with that. We're going to flip. Channel Lake Frigid gives a Frostbite. I think that's a hero power that I would love to see more hero powers like that, of a flip
The
and
flip
activate.
reveal,
That's
yeah.
kind of cool.
It is really cool. The design on Lexi was just pretty amazing. Just New Horizon with her ability, all the cool cards, Pulse, like just a lot of
Right.
room for her to flex in different ways that have been really interesting.
Rain Razor's pitch, not going to be a big turn of Rain Razor support.
Unless he has another one in hand. Bolton Shot coming in.
I don't think we've seen Heat Seekers yet. That would be a great card to just play here.
I think he might have blocked with one earlier, but
No. I think what's cool is Craig gets to like evaluate his hand every time of, can I do, like, as soon as he gets a Terra Sunder, okay, do 20 to me, sure. Well, he can't say do 20 more.
Yeah.
He just took 5. But
he's also got Macho Grandes.
Macho Grande's game, Thunderquake doesn't get there.
Glacial Footsteps. You know,
Glacial
he's got a
Footstep
lot of
winning game.
options to just
Does he even
dominate.
have
win.
Thunderquake? He's got a Thunderquake. How many of those have Dominate naturally? Just Macho.
Macho just
Macho-
has it printed on there.
Macho and
The card is
the-
messed up. Is that a Heat Seeker?
No.
Or is that the Drill Shot? Couldn't tell. Picked it up too fast. I think it's a Drill Shot.
And the card in his hand right now
Yeah.
is an Endless Arrow.
No, it's not.
Oh, the one that Craig has? I don't know what that one is. I thought
think
we were
it's a
talking
Drill
about
Shot.
Chris. The heck is that?
Drill Shot? Yeah, it's Drill Shot.
It looks so shiny.
This Drill Shot has an aim counter. It has piercing 1. It doesn't have an aim counter. When it hits, put a -1 counter on an equipment they control.
I like calling it Screw Shot because it really screws over your opponent. And I called it the wrong thing earlier, so kind of stuck with that.
Yeah, that's the new one.
Oops.
We call it Screw Shot around here.
What could we mess with on his equipment? Not much. You just make the Titan's Fist not worth anything. But he would just block with the Titan's Fist. It is kind of like, it's just forcing an equipment block, and maybe Craig's at the point of his game where he's like, sure, that's fine. What's the worst that could happen?
Sure, it's fine.
Lightning Press.
But like you say, Craig is not taking this for granted. He has a tremendous life lead, but he's not, he's not flippant about his choices. He knows that Lexi presents a real threat when given any kind of leeway. So,
Oh,
this
it could
is,
hit the shield, Capolo. You're so right. Why do I always forget the offhand? Because the screw shot. Ooh.
nice, called it.
Craig almost forgot that too. I don't feel as bad as me because Craig was like, what are you doing on that side of my board? And he was like, oh, crap. He wanted to flip it over, but he's got to represent, no, this hit me.
I mean, there
Everyone
is
saw that.
potential he could block twice with it.
I honestly do think Craig didn't. Not that Craig messes up. I think that's like I have game in hand. I don't really care what's happening, but I forgot it could go on my shield.
Yeah, he
or I
might
would have
not
blocked.
known that. Although they practiced together, so maybe he did. I don't know.
Roger says, I don't think so. But other people do think so. So Roger may be outvoted in chat. It's if it has the keyword equipment, that makes sense. We got a disable.
It says equipment, doesn't say anything about not offhand.
This
so.
is a blue disable, so it's going to be 7 damage. I think this is kind of a break point that sucks as a Lexi player because all these things say 2 in my hand. Iaali looks
break point
miserable
for
right
Lexi
now.
is basically any amount of damage.
Right. I think Iaali's like, I got a 2, I got a 3. That's going to block 5. 2's going to get through. Pummel would be game, but there's no chance of a pummel. Is there a chance of a pummel? There's no floating, right?
No, he doesn't have anything floating.
Because Thunderquake's a blue. Is that pummel a blue or red? Honestly, when we update this game 5 years from now, make the pitch strips a little bigger. Let's do it.
Or just release the technology to detect it.
Yeah. Fab 3.0,
Over video.
bigger pitch strips.
Whoops, all pitch strips.
Yeah. We're blocking. Going to 2. 5 versus 7. Craig is half of a winner's well away.
Can you believe this game was 40-4
I
a few
mean,
minutes ago?
It's kind of crazy. He forgot Tunic.
Craig, no.
It's gonna matter. Tunic would
Craig
be game though.
might
'Cause
be a little tilted from maybe messing up on this.
oh my god.
offhand
This
shield
is the only way
equipment
Iaali can
situation.
win is this.
Ooh, baby.
Draw 3.
If he pulls this out, oh my
Who's he
god.
going to flip?
This will be
I
epic.
literally have to delete this footage. I cannot have Chris Iaali win this game. My whole psyche and credibility depends on Greg pulling this out.
No way. This is going to
It
live
would
on in
literally-
infamy. I'm immediately putting on Internet Archive.
It would be insane.
I'm downloading it and uploading it to
All right.
every site that allows it.
Channel Lake Frigid out. Get a card in my arsenal free. We're gonna flip. What's behind the flip?
God, I hope he
Nothing.
drew an arrow. It's an endless arrow. It's
That's an
pretty
arrow
good.
he can use multiple times, perhaps. He hasn't used Snapdragons.
Yep.
Pitch. Voltaire, what? That one.
Ice Bolt.
Ice Bolt. Fuse it. There's no fuse discard support anymore. The Insidious Chill's gone. No amulets. Just 5.
Blizzard Bolt. That's what it is. Not Ice Bolt.
Ice Bolt's a wizard card.
That's right. There was ice and
Trent
arrows and
saving
bolting and
time saying 3 oak instead of 3 of a kind.
Well, it's harder to type 3 of a kind. Nobody
I don't know.
says 3 oak in verbal usage.
Eh.
It's just how they type it in text because we're internet people.
We got a
Oh, here
sink
it goes.
below.
Sink below,
Perfectly
yeah.
blocked.
Check this out. It's a sink below.
That costs 1 through the Channel Lake, which is not as good as 0 for 4. 1 for 4 is nobody would play it.
Yep. It's bad.
It's interesting
it gained
having
you a
people
health.
tell you Oasis is bad, and you're like, hey, I kind of like that card. And then you lose because of it, and you're like, dang it.
Yeah,
They were right.
Anytime you lose with a card in hand, that card is bad.
Cool. We're going to Arsenal, which isn't great.
Ooh.
This is kind of the end. I think Craig should be able to do 3 cards, 2 damage, unless there's nothing good in there. Because I don't think that's an arrow besides the endless arrow. I think you have to Snapdragon endless arrow to survive here. I don't play these heroes. But
I'm not in second place. Or
I know
first
4
place,
is more than nothing,
or in top 8.
and you don't get to take your Snapdragons to heaven when you go. You got to use them while you're here on Earth.
That's true.
So
Says it right there in the Bible.
you don't get more money if you keep equipment pieces around.
Can't
so.
take it with you.
What sucks is he's going to block with New Horizon and lose both of those cards anyway, so maybe Endless Arrow is the play. People are tired. Chris shouldn't be because he blazed through the top 8, but
Yeah, taking naps.
Craig is looking at 3 cards. What can I do here? I think if there's no Spinal. Cranial Crushes are going to come around because he has not shuffled his deck.
Yeah.
So when he draws those
pitched
Cranial
2 of
Crushes
them.
back to back, that should be enough for game. I don't think there's any pummels that are going to win this game anymore. Channel Lake Frigid. Chris is laughing. He's like, maybe I want to ban this card.
Hate this card. Hates it.
Yeah. He's putting a card underneath without a winner's well. So we're just got 2 people at the end of their decks with not much gas left. But can he get through a Channel Lake? It would be crazy to see any damage come across right now. But this is Chris Iaali, the second best player in the world. The cuss words are implied. I know
World.
Chris Iaali. Look at Mike Hertz. He's just looking on in pride. Chris Iaali told a joke. It's got everyone laughing. He said, I remember thinking about this when I was 18.
He said, I remember damage.
I want to be on the world stage playing against some of the best people in the world. But going to Pasadena sucks because Craig will always be there. I need some 5-player from Europe to take Craig out for me. And they just don't make it to Pasadena ever.
So if you want to play 5 and beat Craig Pollack,
Go to Europe for
talk to Chris. He
18
might
years
he might
for-
want to sponsor your trip out here.
Whew. Let's do it, Chris. Take him out.
Just do it. Just do it.
He's just, the math doesn't work when you got Channel Lake up. I think that's the realization is setting in of I'm about to do a low power turn, get no cards out of Craig's hand.
Yeah, Voltaire with Channel 8 Frigid out is just the worst.
We're flipping.
Oh, God.
Hero
And
power flip.
Oh, no,
Ice.
he's not flipping. He's
Frostbite.
just playing it.
Oh. because it costs
to
more.
flip it.
God, Channel Lake is so good right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about that ice card. It's damage. He just has the Winner's Whale. What are we doing here? That's
Another drill shot.
we're gonna use Voltaire. Voltaire's gonna cost 2. That's what we have represented in our pitch zone. He put it down. He's picking it up. He's putting it down. He's picking it up. Judge reaches over and says, "You already placed it, bro. What the heck?"
No takesy backsies.
Yeah.
It's in the rules.
Chris Iaali just. No, Chris Iaali would never fight any of our judges. We have resolved all those issues. He respects both Connor and Evan.
Yeah.
Constantly.
That one time he did, he was totally forgiven. That's just a joke. Chris has never fought a judge as far as I know.
7 damage, Craig. What you got? My shoes? Does he know it costs extra with the shoes?
Shoes don't cost.
Maybe he's not pitching for the shoes. He's just doing this to avoid the screw shot.
They're iron rot, bro. They're just free.
Oh my God! I'm thinking I'm in Monarch.
Get your boots straight.
How
Blake.
dare I?
I'm gonna have to take you
Blocking
outside.
7, blocking
show
it
you
all.
these boots.
What's Craig got? He's got a card in Arsenal and 2.
He still got 2 cards. Craig always has 2
Dude.
cards.
I feel like you have to Snapdragons to get a 4 damage. Block is cool. Who cares? You do care because you don't have enough, but you can get rid of the Channel Lake and try your best with 2+2 from Arsenal.
2+2 per Arsenal.
Thanks, Trent. Forgot about it for a quick sec. Oh my God. I am so excited if Chris does. If this goes 8-2, like, I think every Lexi player that cares about getting better should watch this game and see what you can do with your back up against the wall the whole game.
It's pretty wild.
I thought we were gonna be. I thought we were gonna be having beers across the street.
Yeah, 15 minutes ago.
I always like, don't forget your lake breaks. I'm trying to go now.
Yeah.
Is there a flip? Nope. No
It's
flip.
a Bolton shot. Just coming in straight up.
Bolton shot.
It doesn't have go again because it's not pump.
I feel like this is where we will finally use the Snapdragon.
Either Snapdragon or Rain Razors could give it the go again.
Honestly, when we watch this back, Chris, my mistake. You can't Snapdragon when there's a lake up. So that makes way more sense now. Rain Razors.
Boom.
Dude, we were going from 15 to 9.
Let's see this, baby. Let's see this. Let's go.
Please.
Coming in
6.
for 6. He's got the Snapdragon still too. Does he have another arrow? Wow. This is just
Craig
been the most
says,
wild
take it.
game.
Take
Oh,
it,
does
and then he gets lightning press. There's 2 lightning press in discard already. Doesn't he have the 3rd in hand?
he has 3 in the
Chris
deck.
Iaali, spread your cards out so we can see. Please.
Chris, the poker player, coming out right now. He's just
Dude, hurts in the back, just like this. Oh, those were the
Those are
game
2?
cards. We were waiting for those to come back around for game for Craig, and he's using them to block.
Snappy's
Here's the snap.
in.
Lightning press will hit.
He lightning presses.
Can't say that
After
word. I was
snapping.
trying.
It's cool.
9?
I already said it on stream, so
If we had an ice react, he just gets stopped in his tracks. 6 is crazy. If Chris wins this,
he gets endless arrow
back, but does he shoot it? No. Does it have go again? That's not a thing.
He gave it go again.
It does? Okay, cool.
He's Snapdragon.
Yeah.
He's got to pay
Tunic?
to load it.
Does he have...
Wow.
Oh my
this
God,
is-
he's literally going to win if he hits this one. People in chat are going crazy.
Dude, if he does this,
See
this is
me,
gonna be-
Valley, take that.
Not yet, dude. Don't scare him.
He's leaving it Iaali out there, or what is it? All out there?
Wow. Wow.
6 health is not enough. I have another arrow.
This is so
He's
wild.
shaking his head. He knows the math. Craig is like, whatever.
I can still- Block 6. He doesn't have very many
Dude.
cards. I think he's got...
Craig needs a massage tomorrow. Craig needs a nice meal tonight, a steak. He has played 2 of the most insane games I've seen in a long time. I feel like this has almost renewed my let's get back in the lab and try and figure out decks that can beat these, because the past 2 games have been so cool. Good for these players. Leaving an Iaali on the field. See, I had to read it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Joke might work better in text.
What's interesting, if you don't know these cards because you're watching these, you don't have a Lexi player, when the endless arrow comes in, it's going to be for 6. And if Craig doesn't,
if Voltaire pumped it, too.
But if he pumps it, he can't give it go again. So what he's trying to do, I don't know. I'm not maybe a little bit behind on can he do another arrow? But this is going to be 6. If Craig can't block all of this, game over.
Because he's just going to do it
and
again.
He's checking. He's grave digging in there. All 3 of the lightning press are in there. He's blocking with everything.
We got some spam in the
Chris
chat.
goes, okay, you figured it out. He needed to use Tunic. That's a must block. Not going to happen with anything from hand, and Chris gets 4 more cards to try and take him out. I don't think there's a lot of gas left in the Iaali side. This is kind of where you're
There's
like...
very few cards left in that deck.
It's time to fatigue. We got to flip. Ice.
Frostbite. Baby.
Okay. So, Polar Blast, pay 1 or I'm going to dominate. There's no way he can get this card up to 9. Or can he? Because this is Craig's decision right here of you have to guess right. Because if you let him have dominate and he bumps to 9, it's game over.
Chris, lean forward. Let us see your cards. Oh.
I don't think Iaali has a lot of buffs left yet. So most of his damage, most of his damage Craig will see and will be able to block appropriately. There's a 3rd Rain Razor somewhere. We don't know if it's in the deck or in hand.
Oh yeah, he did pitch one earlier. Ooh. Unless that was that was no one he just played.
He pitched one earlier, so there could be one coming around. Frostlock maybe locks Craig out of using Winter's Bite to swing a Winter's Well and saves Chris Iaali another round. He did not pay for this, so the next card will have Dominate. So 4 Dominate, which means Frostlock's thing is probably going to happen.
Also, cards and
Crown, yeah, Crown. We're getting Crown.
Cost extra.
Crown plus 3, so it will require a buff. Does Iaali have the Rain Razor? Because that would be what he needs to do to inch back in. I love Craig being like, I have not read this card in a solid 2 months. Let's see what this says. He's like, what cards does it affect tonight? He's thinking about Winter's Bite. He's thinking, there's no Enlightened Strike anymore.
I don't think it is any
Frostlocks makes defense reactions more expensive too. Thank you, Chris. That is another. It basically says Heart of Ice text.
Yeah.
For the people who are like, well, I don't know what Frostlock says. I don't know what Heart of Ice does, Blake. So
Frostlock just
thanks for nothing.
Blanket things cost.
Crown in response.
Extra.
Does that mean he has to do it before? Yeah. Flip. There is the card he needed. It's a perfect block right now because it's doing a lot of work. Unless Iaali says, cool, instant speed, Rain Razor. Do we have an idea of how many cards are left in Iaali's deck? Is that a thing we could check?
It looks like 7 or less.
Because I think Craig is looking over there and being like, can I do this 3 more turns? 5 cards in deck means it's got to happen here. Where's the Rain Razor? He's smiling. Is this a good smile or is this, I'm finally going to die here? Ooh. Amulet of Ice. That's not a Rain Razor. What was happening there? Discarded a card. Interesting. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, I think he played it and then discarded or activated it. No, did he?
You can't do it that fast.
Yeah, he.
Did he ask Craig, "Hey, can I go back and mess with you?"
No, I think he just played it and then activated it.
Okay.
So
Oh, you
Craig-
can do it afterwards.
Yeah.
Blake. You
he'd
can use it
already
at any time.
He'd already fused, and as long as
Right.
that happened, it has go again too. So he still has.
I'm loving how angry Craig looks. Why is this taking so long?
I had such a lead.
Yeah.
I had 40
People were
health.
saying 35 was enough. 5 cards in deck. He's drawing 4, so there's another 3 left because there was cards in his hand. Craig, Winter Whale, you have to block with 2 cards now. Is he going to use New Horizon?
Gotta use the Tunic.
Oh, Tunic. Duh. Tunic's way better.
Tunic is.
We're
way
off
better.
Tunic on math, so take the Tunic.
Let's go.
We got a
Let's
Channel
go.
Link and then 3 other cards. I think Craig is always going to have enough damage to block. I don't think Craig thought it was going to take this long, but these are the type of games. The Rain Razors is there. Can he? He's not going to be able to trick him. I think Craig will overblock because Craig has to know that there's a Rain Razors that has been hiding around. Tunic goes in the discard. Don't scratch it. Time for the end of the game. We're flipping.
Wow.
Oh,
yeah.
Lightning? Play it from Arsenal? Give it go again? That is a crazy card that I was not expecting at all. He's been saving that?
Is there like 1 in there?
Lightning Surge.
There's
No.
3.
Yeah, Lightning Surge. Is that what this card is called?
Yeah.
Dang.
And it will have go again from Arsenal.
Jeez. So, how? Okay, he gave this go again. Block. Exactly
This is
5.
gonna be great for Chris.
Rain
if he
Razors
can
comes in
get
for 2 more.
All of Craig's cards. This is gonna be really good.
Where's the Rain Razors? Rain Razors cost 1 or 0?
Rain Razors cost 0.
Dude, flip it. Flip it. He wants the not moral victory. There's still a victory of took you to 4. We did
From
say this game would
40.
maybe end 4-0. He's like pointing at the card in the back. He's like, what does that say again?
That's not an arrow, he says.
Yeah.
It's not.
Take it down to 4.
And then
You're dead.
come in
You
for
can't block.
4.
Oh, no, he blocked.
He can't block. He can take 1.
Okay. Chris
then he
Iaali
can
has
s-
3 cards. He's going to go ahead and concede
Ah.
here. That is the most insane come from almost behind victory / defeat I've seen.
We almost had to delete this
Yeah.
from existence.
This was almost like one of the most insane games I have ever seen in my life.
It still was one of the most insane games. That was pretty awesome. GG,
Dude.
Chris. GG, Craig.
They already got handed their envelopes. These people want to go home.
There we go. We have it. Our first AGE Open
Oh, what does he look like?
winner. There's that emotion. He's been saving it the whole time.
Go back to this guy.
And
Oh,
that.
look at him. He's like,
Second place.
dude, this is kind of cool. I wish I would have
but
won,
first
though.
place in our hearts. Chris
Yeah.
Iaali. Big ups to you.
Yeah.
Well done, everybody. What a day, man.
I think what's cool is these people, they work together as a team, and they probably were, like, talking this exact scenario out. Mike Hertz is like, thank
He's
God.
having a heart attack back
Dude.
there. But, yeah.
GG,
Great
GG,
job.
GG.